Hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are right on time today. I am just getting everything ready. Happy Wednesday and welcome to Making Meals with Meka. We are in October and I just have a beautiful array of food lined up for you guys. The theme for October is apps and sips. You know, the holiday time is coming. We have Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas. People are having weddings. And what better way to celebrate that than to give you guys a whole month of appetizers? We're going to do we're going to do two appetizers every week. We're going to do a vegetable forward appetizer. And for my meat eaters, we are going to do a protein forward appetizers. I'm going to take some classic appetizers, put some healthy spins on them, and they are going to be absolutely delicious. And let me tell you a secret. I don't know who knew this, but I am also a licensed mixologist. So we are going to be mixing up some drinks every week as well. And today we are going to do our maple bourbon smash. So let's get started on these appetizers. We switched the kitchen around a little bit today, so you won't be seeing me on my stove. I will be cooking on my hot plate, so I can be right in front of the other camera. So welcome to Making Meals with Meka. We're going to start off with our stuffed mushrooms, all right? For this recipe, you are going to need some mushrooms. I have these medium mushrooms. I'm going to tell you how to make these. I'm going to tell you how to clean these. And we're going to do medium mushrooms because we want everything to be little bite size. Okay, we are doing appetizers. So for the stuffed mushrooms, we have the mushrooms. We have some cream cheese. I am using whipped cream cheese. You can use regular cream cheese if you want to. We're also going to use some Parmesan cheese. You know how I am about shredding your own Parmesan cheese. Hi guys, welcome. You are tuning in to Making Meals with Meka. Today we are doing appetizers and cocktails. It does not get any better than that. All right, so I was just going over the ingredients for the stuffed mushrooms. These are going to be a perfect appetizer for any event. We have our mushrooms, we have some Parmesan cheese, we have some cream cheese, and we also have some fresh spinach, okay? Fresh spinach. You guys, when you get your spinach, what I do is I rinse it off, then I put it in a paper towel, and it's going to allow it to sit in the refrigerator for a while and not spoil. So we have our fresh spinach, and then I also have some garlic and some shallot. So let's get started. Right now I am making the stuffed mushrooms, okay? The menu for today, Making Meals with Meka, is stuffed mushrooms. The mushrooms are going to be stuffed with a creamy spinach stuffing, and we are doing chicken and waffles, okay? Chicken and waffles, and we're going to drizzle the chicken and waffles with a maple hot sauce. It's going to be delicious. Those are the appetizers. And then for our cocktail, we're using bourbon or whiskey, okay? So let's get started. The whole month of October, we are doing appetizers and cocktails. I am getting you guys ready. I am helping you with your repertoire for the holiday season. You are going to be hosting, and you're going to be the life of the party because your food's going to be so delicious. So with the mushrooms, when you are cleaning mushrooms, you don't want to just like run them underwater because mushrooms are gentle. The best way to clean mushrooms is to take a wet paper towel and just go around, and you're just going to wipe the outside. You're going to get all the dirt off. I am going to clean these mushrooms. And you guys, here's the secret. I am not a mushroom eater. Everyone loves mushrooms. I am not a big fan of mushrooms. And I think it's because my mom put mushrooms in everything when I was growing up. Literally, She put mushrooms in omelets and mushrooms in spaghetti. She ate mushrooms on pizza. They were everywhere. I could not avoid them. I did not like the texture, but I am making stuffed mushrooms because just because I don't eat it doesn't mean I don't know how to cook it. So you always want to know how to cook everything. And, you know, my boyfriend loves mushrooms, so why should he suffer because I don't like them? So I'm going to go around and go to the out. Look at that, guys. Look, this is what the towel looks like after I'm cleaning the mushrooms. This is how you clean your mushrooms, okay? So we are getting started on the stuffed mushrooms. What I'm going to do is I have my sheet. We're going to put these on here when they're ready. So you're going to take the mushrooms. Let me tell you how easy the center comes out. You're just going to take it and twist. And look at that. There's nothing. All right. Put that on your sheet, your baking sheet. Take the mushroom and twist. Get the inside out. Now, we're not going to throw away the stem. We're going to chop this stem and put it back in the mushroom. Right now, we are just twisting them out. Okay? Just go through and twist. This is how you get the hole in your mushroom like that. How is everyone doing today? For those of you that are tuning in, you are making meals with Meka. We are on our apps and sip menu all through October. Today we are doing some spinach stuffed creamy mushrooms and also the classic chicken and waffles. And we're going to do a cocktail. It's going to be, you know, we're doing chicken and waffles. So I want to take that maple and bring it over to our cocktail. So we're doing a maple bourbon smash. It is going to be delicious. Hello, welcome. Welcome, guys. So I have 6 mushrooms here, okay? And let's just get started on this delicious filling. So with the mushrooms that I just took out, I am going to chop these up, okay? Because we don't want to waste anything. We want to put these caps right back into the mushrooms. So I'm just going to chop these. And all I'm doing is I am just cutting once, cutting twice, and I'm just going to do a rough chop. All right. We want that nice texture. If you love mushrooms, put a heart. Put a heart in the chat if you are a mushroom lover. I shared earlier that I really am not a mushroom lover, guys. However, that doesn't mean I don't know how to cook them. So I could cook pretty much everything. But this is going to be a great, great, great appetizer. And it's fancy, you guys. It's really fancy. And you know me, I am all about being fancy. So we got our mushrooms chopped. And we're also going to chop some shallot. I love shallot. Shallot is like the cousin of the onion. With shallot is not very overpowering. You know, some people don't like onion because sometimes onion can overpower a dish if you put too much in there. Shallot has a sweeter flavor. So we're going to put shallot in here because the shallot is going to go really nicely with the spinach and with the mushroom. So I'm going to do the same thing. I want the same shape with my shallot that my mushroom have, okay? Because these are going to cook harmoniously together. So we're just going to chop this up. All right, let's get ready to cook this. Hi. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. Like I'm going to try my best to read the comments. So if I'm like, I'm not stuck, I'm reading the comments. I love when people share different recipes from everywhere. So hello. It's really awesome to know that even though we are in totally different countries, there are similarities. You know, we are more the same than we are different, and food brings us together. I'm just making sure my burner is hot here. So I'm going to put my pan on here, and we are going to cook all of this up, guys. We're going to cook this up. So right now, I have my mushroom, the tips of my mushroom, and I have some shallot right here. And I have my mushrooms just sitting here chilling. They are ready to be stuffed. We're just going to let them hang out for a little bit, and we are going to cook this filling up. I just want to make sure that the temperature is hot. So to a pan, we're going to add just a little bit of avocado oil. Okay, I love avocado oil. It is one of my favorite oils to cook with because it has a really high burn temperature. That means that you can cook things on a high temperature and it won't burn. It won't smoke, you know. You won't smoke out the house, which is really, really good. So this is going to get hot, and then we have our spinach over here ready to be wilted and go in there as well. And these are going to be absolutely delicious. While this is getting hot, I forgot to tell you guys, we got to add garlic. Okay. So we got to add garlic. Can you guys see? Can you guys see right there? So let's just chop this garlic. I am actually going to go pretty moderate today. If you guys watch my content, you will see that garlic is my absolute favorite, if you want to call it a herb, if you want to call it a spice, if you want to call it a seasoning. It is my absolute favorite seasoning of all time. So when I use garlic, I use garlic. However, I don't want the garlic to overpower the mushrooms or the shallot. So I'm only going to use 3 cloves today. Normally, I'm using a minimum 5 cloves, okay? But today, we're going to go a little garlic light, and I'm only going to use 3 cloves. So let me just go ahead and chop this up real quick. So you guys, let's look at this combination already. If you know anything about eating good, you know that right now I have a wonderful combination. I have mushrooms, shallot, and garlic. And it's only going to get better because spinach is going to be added to this. Like, it gets no better than this, guys. It gets no better than this. So let's see if this is hot. Okay, I was waiting for this to get hot. You know, I'm not using my stove because I needed more counter space. So I'm using my little hot plate. What's your guys' experiences with hot plates? Do you guys like hot plates? I mean, so far so good. So I'm going to take all of this and we're going to put it in the hot plate. I didn't hear my normal sizzle. You know, normally when you put something in a pan and it's ready, you hear it sizzle. I don't hear my normal sizzle, but it's okay. I'm not gonna freak out. It's warm. All right. I guess we're gonna do things on a fairly low temperature today. So I'm going to add the garlic to this. There we go. Y'all hear that? There we go. It's getting to where I want it to get to. I hear that sizzle. All right, and you guys have got a front row seat to this. Front row seat to the filling. All right, it's sizzling. Now I'm going to let it do its thing. Okay, can you guys see that? All right, we are making some stuffed mushrooms, guys. So in the pan, I do have the mushroom tips. I have some shallot and I have some garlic. Now this is a bunch of spinach. A bunch, that's the official name. And we are going to use approximately half of this bunch. Okay, we're going to use half. And what we're going to do is, all I'm going to do is, I always chop just the bottom off. Chop those off. And then for the leaves, we are going to just go in and chop it. Okay, we want a chopped spinach effect here. Perfect. It's already smelling amazing. Just that quickly. Okay. So we have our spinach chopped. How are you guys doing today? How is everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. It's time to start thinking about partying and hosting, and the holidays are coming, starting with Halloween. So we want to be ready for these parties, you know, when it's time to get everyone together, or if, you know, anyone is having like a potluck and you want something to bring, I am going to get you guys right. I am going to make sure that you bring the best dish to the party every single time. Do you hear me? All right, so we have our shallot is nice and soft. It's sweating. We have the mushrooms getting nice and soft, and now we're going to add the spinach. This is a perfect vegetarian dish. It's not vegan because I am adding cream cheese. If you want to make this vegan, substitute the cream cheese for vegan cheese, and this can totally be vegan. But this is a wonderful, wonderful vegetarian appetizer. Like I said, for the next month, we are focusing on apps and sips. And I'm going to give you a protein-focused appetizer and a veggie appetizer. And right now, we are working on our stuffed mushrooms. I'm just seasoning this with a little salt, okay, and some black pepper. Nice. We're not going to do too much here. Salt and black pepper, okay. And this is already smelling amazing. These are stuffed mushrooms, you guys. I have my oven preheating on 375. All right, 375. Now look at this. Does everyone do this when you cook? How do we do that? Okay, this is done. Ooh. So what I'm going to do is let's make this fun. I have my bowl. I'm going to put this filling in my bowl. If you're just tuning in, this is the filling to the stuffed mushrooms. I have the mushroom stems in here with some salt, black pepper, a little spinach, and I also have some shallot. Okay, to this bowl, yes, we are going to add some cream cheese. Hello, how are you doing? You need smell vision. I know, right? It smells so delicious right now. Like, can you, that's aroma. Do you see the aroma? It smells delicious. All right, so I am going to add some cream cheese. Now this is whipped cream cheese. What I've learned, you guys, is when you're doing recipes like dips and things like that, instead of having to melt the cream cheese or wait for it to, you know, get soft, just get whipped cream cheese. It is amazing in these types of dishes. And then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. All right. The Parmesan is going to add a little tanginess to this. And we're just going to take this with a spoon. And yes, we want the cheese to kind of melt, right? We want that hot filling to melt the cheese. So we're going to stir that all in. Now listen, what if, you know, you don't want mushrooms? Can you stuff something else? You sure can. You can stuff zucchini. You can stuff eggplant, right? They have little baby eggplants, you know. But today, because lots of people love mushrooms, we are stuffing the mushrooms. So this is our filling. Mushroom stems, shallot, fresh spinach, salt, pepper, cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, right? Here are our mushroom caps. Now, we're not just going to leave these like this. Everything has to have flavor, okay? So we are going to season our mushrooms just slightly with some salt and pepper. Everything has to have flavor, guys. Everything has to have flavor. We can't have the filling all bland and then the mushrooms itself the vehicle tastes not flavored, no. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of oil, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. And then I'm going to take the mushrooms and rub them around. We have to season every part of this. See, I bet some of you guys would not have even seasoned these mushrooms. No, ma'am, no, sir. We cannot have bland food. So the mushrooms are seasoned. And we're going to lay them out. All right. And all we're going to do, we're going to take this delicious filling. And you can stuff these really big, guys. And we're going to stuff them. We're going to stuff these bad boys. And look, this is how much I'm putting in there. Okay. We want these stuffed like such. It already smells so good. Oh my goodness. I just want to take a big bite. All right. And then with any extra, you can, put it on a crostini. I'm telling you, there's so many different ways that you can use this. So if you're going to have extra, don't worry about it. You can use more mushrooms, or you can put this on bread. You can put this on anything. Thank you. It smells good, guys. It smells good. So I'm just going to load this up. And just imagine how cute these are going to be. These are going to be so adorable. All right, I got this big one right here. I need to add more to that big one. Okay. Now there we go. Where's my towel? All right. See this? We're going to put these in the oven, and I'm going to bake these. The oven is at 375. We're going to bake these for about 20 minutes. Okay? Those are in the oven. Let's get started on our chicken. Kenster, you love mushrooms. I just shared with the group that, listen, I am not even a big mushroom fan, right? But just because you don't love something doesn't mean you should not know how to cook it. Because I am not a selfish cook. I want everyone to eat. So even though I don't really eat mushrooms, I know how to cook them. And I bet those mushrooms are going to be delicious. While the mushrooms are cooking, let's get started on the chicken and waffles. What I did was, so these are going to be really, really cute, you guys. You can use any type. You can make your own waffles, but this is for entertaining. We're entertaining. We are partying. I found these whole wheat. These are carrot cake. Well, not cake, but kind of like carrot cake. These are carrot waffles, right? I got these from a health store. These are 100% whole grain, no refined sugar. This has a full servings of vegetable in each waffle. I said we're gonna eat up really, really nicely, but we're also going to be healthy. So I have 6 of these. And that is going to be the base for our chicken and waffle. Let me get ready to turn my pan back on. And then let's get started with this chicken. How is everyone doing this evening? Are you guys ready to make some delicious appetizers so you can be the envy of all your friends? Okay. Here we go. We got our chicken. Okay? Oh my goodness, I forgot the seasonings. I gotta go back here to the seasoning. I forgot my garlic powder, you guys. Oh my goodness, and my onion powder. Why am I playing? Okay. I have to get my seasonings right. So I have some chicken breasts. I have one chicken breast. Now this was actually one big chicken breast. A lot of times I don't get the skinless, boneless chicken breast. I get the breast with the bone. It's just my whole little thing. It's delicious. I'll show you guys how to cook recipes with the actual skin and the chicken breast and the bone. But I actually took this and I broke this down. All right. So when you break down a full chicken breast, it comes with that little tender that everyone loves, and I pulled the little ligament out. But this is the chicken breast, and I need 6 pieces, okay? So I already have one. I need 6 pieces. What I'm going to do is I have my chicken, and I am going to butterfly my chicken. And all butterfly means is you're going to start cutting it like you're going to cut it in half, but you don't go all the way through. That's how you butterfly. And then you essentially, you double the surface area and you make it thinner. Okay, so I have a piece of butterfly chicken. All right, that's what we need. And then I am going to, now this is no rhyme or reason. You just want them all to look good because it has to sit on top of those waffles. All right, so I'm just going to cut this in half like that. I need 6 pieces, okay? And I'm just freestyling this right now. I'm just freestyling this. So they're all relatively the same size. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have this. Now, this is too long. I actually want this to be more squared so it can match my waffle. So I'm just going to cut that in half. I got an extra piece to taste. All right, so this is the hand I've been using to touch the chicken. You don't want to cross-contaminate. So this is my chicken. This is my waffle. They're going to be delicious. So with my already, chicken touched hands, this is going to be the hand that I use to kind of, mix the chicken around. You always want one clean hand, one hand to touch your meat, okay? And we're going to generously season this both sides with some salt. Now, I normally do cracked black pepper, but this hand is dirty. So I have to go and get some already ground black pepper. So I always keep both. I have cracked black pepper and I have ground black pepper exactly for this reason. All right. So we got salt, pepper. Now you can season your chicken however you want to. I just have a distinctive chicken. I'm gonna salt, pepper. If you know me, which you guys are going to get, garlic powder. Okay, I use garlic and some onion powder. The onion powder just adds that little twang that we need. All right, and then I'm going to, because I want these to be pretty and golden, I'm not using any coating on these. I'm going to use some smoked paprika. Put a thumbs up if you use smoked paprika. I feel like people don't really understand the deliciousness of smoked paprika. I'm going to have to make it more popular because smoked paprika is delicious. All right. When you get done, you want your meat to look like this. This is seasoned. Okay. If you cannot see the seasoning or smell the seasoning, it's not ready. Put that back. We have to season our food. I'm going to let my pan get warm. While my pan is getting warm, I am going to wash my hands. Okay? The chicken seasoning is now done. It's time to wash my hands. Bev, what do you know about smoked paprika, girl? Isn't it delicious? I told everybody, put a thumbs up if you use smoked paprika. If you know anything about smoked paprika, it is one delicious seasoning. And I feel like people don't know enough about smoked paprika. They just really don't. If you're just tuning in, you are making meals with Meka on this Wednesday. Hello. Hi, Lamont. Welcome. The theme for October is apps and sips. I worked on some stuffed mushrooms. Those are in the oven. That is our veggie-forward app. And now we are working on our chicken and waffles. Everyone loves chicken and waffles. Now, typically, the chicken and waffle is you have this crispy waffle, but then on top you have a piece of fried chicken. We are going to make this a little more healthy. Every now and then I will eat some fried chicken because, hey, it's fried chicken. But we want a little healthier spin because I want to eat more than one. So we're not going to coat and deep fry our chicken. We are just going to kiss it with the oil. Okay, we're going to kiss it with the oil. It's still going to have a delicious flavor, but you don't have to worry about all the coating and the fat and the carbs. Okay, we have our pan. I'm going back to my avocado oil. I brought out the big boy because I don't know if I have enough in my little cute one, but I'm going to put, you guys see, I put approximately, that's like 2.5 tablespoons of oil. That's all we need, because we do want a nice little crisp. Okay, we're not deep frying this chicken. We are shallow frying it, and it's still going to be absolutely delicious, and it is going to go on our waffles. These are the waffles right here. You guys, look at my pan. Don't talk about my pan. I love this pan. Does anyone else have a pan that looks like this? And I don't want to throw it away because it's still very useful. Okay, I'm going to put my waffles on this pan. I don't need any butter or anything like that. Right? And while the chicken is cooking, we're going to toast these up. So we already have our mushrooms in there. I'm just going to put these in there to let those toast up while we cook our chicken. I think this is ready. All right. You guys see this? Okay. This is ready. Now, these are chicken breast. They're not going to take long to cook at all. Highly flavored seasoned chicken. That's the sound we want. We always want that sound. And we're going to cook these delicious specimens until they are nice and beautiful. Okay? And these are chicken breasts, so they don't take a long time to cook. All right? And I do want that nice little crisp that, you know, we are so fond of when we're making chicken and waffles. So I did put, you know, 2 tablespoons of oil on here because we do love that crisp. And what we're going to do is we are going to top these with a delicious maple syrup butter. Okay? You guys, do me a favor. Keep an eye on my chicken real quick. I gotta go to the refrigerator. I thought I got all these things. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. All right. Did my chicken burn? Am I good? We good? Okay. Hi, JoJo. How are you? For those of you that are just tuning in, we are focusing on our apps, okay? Today we are making stuffed mushrooms. They are in the oven already. The mushrooms have mushroom caps, some shallot, some spinach, and some cream cheese and some Parmesan cheese. That's our topping. Now, normally with stuffed mushrooms, they put like breadcrumbs or something on that on top. We're not doing that. We are still eating healthy. We want as little carbs as possible. So the mushrooms are going to be low carb because we're not putting the breadcrumbs. And right now we are doing chicken and waffles. I have my mini frozen waffles, whole grain waffles. They have 1 serving of vegetables in each waffle. I have those in the oven crisping up, and I am cooking my chicken breast right now. Okay? And for everyone who has cooked chicken, you know chicken does not take a long time to cook. But we are getting it together. I'm checking on my waffles. They are looking good. They are looking delicious. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn my waffles on broil. Because the broiling is basically the top of the oven, and it's going to be heated, and it's going to make them crisp. All right? So these have been cooking for about 2 minutes. And for those of you that are just tuning in, I actually just took 1 chicken breast. I broke it down. Okay? And then I broke it into 6 pieces. You guys, look at that color. You don't need flour, okay? You don't need to deep fry. You can get all the color and flavor you need without deep frying it. And it's still going to be absolutely delicious. And this is dinner. This is dinner. What I cook for you guys, I eat. So today I'm eating chicken and waffles. This is going to be my dinner. And every single Wednesday of the month of October, we are going to cook a different vegetable forward appetizer and a protein forward appetizer. And I'm going to give you a cocktail. Okay? That means by the end of October, you guys are going to have 8 different appetizers in your repertoire that you could use when you're hosting parties, or if someone has, you know, a potluck. You're going to be able to make these appetizers, take it to the potluck, and have the best dish in the potluck. We've all seen that popping. Okay, we don't like that popping. So let me move back a little bit. Okay, I'm not trying to be popped in the face on live. Like, oh my God. Okay, we're not doing that. Let me back up a little bit. But the chicken is almost done. And we are using chicken breast. If you watch my content, you would know that I am a big chicken thigh fan, because chicken thighs have more flavor, they have more fat, but we still want to keep this light and cute. So because we have the waffle, right, and the waffle has the carbs, it's going to have a little more sugar, you know, we're going to go with the chicken breast. We just have to make sure we don't overcook a chicken breast. So I'm just keeping my eye on these. This does not take a long time. You guys, who's been watching? How long have these been cooking? These have been cooking for at least maybe like 3 minutes on each side. But you can tell your chicken is done just by touching it. Right? If it feels kind of mushy, then that means it's not done. More than likely it's pink. But if you touch it and it's giving very firm, then it's done. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start taking these out. And I'm just going to put these on like a nice plate because we want these to rest. And I would turn over chicken 3 or 4 times, right? I go in and you know, if it's not looking dark enough, I'll go ahead and flip it for a little bit. You know, everyone has their way of cooking. And right before I take it out, I don't know why I have to flip it at least one more time. Does anyone else do that? Hi, Angela. How are you? Welcome, boo. Welcome. All right. So I think I flipped these enough. You guys, welcome. You are making meals with Meka on this wonderful hump day. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. You know, hanging out with me in my kitchen. And we are cooking some delicious appetizers. Hi, Angela. Well, welcome. You're a first timer. You guys who have been here, let's give Angela a warm welcome. Girl, this is where the party is every Wednesday, okay? If you are looking for a place to be and you want to hang out, just come hang out with us on Wednesday, 7 p.m. because I will be here cooking up some deliciousness. All right, so this is done. I'm taking my chicken out, and I'm just going to sit it there so it can rest, okay? And you guys, I'm just going to make some space. All right, and then I'm just going to move things out of the way so we'll have more room. So this goes out of the way. All right. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Wednesday. Let me check my waffles. Okay, so, all right. Y'all, I've been over here talking to y'all, my waffles. My waffles are getting brown. Okay, the mushrooms look delicious. Okay. You guys, I have to take my waffles out. Y'all ever watch those cooking shows and like someone burns something and you're like, now how did you burn that? And it's like, if I was there, I wouldn't have burned it, but I was over here talking to y'all. So my waffles are just a little brown. Let me let y'all see. Y'all see that? They're just a little brown, but we're gonna use them anyway. That is literally cooking live, okay? That is literally what live cooking is. I mean, you might burn a little something. This is real life. Okay, our chicken is done and it's resting. All right, let's make this not honey. We're going to make this maple glaze for our waffles. And you guys, look, I'm gonna have to turn them over like this because they got a little dark. Talking to y'all, it's okay. I mean, I can't sit here and be mad about it. I'm going to put approximately 1 tablespoon of butter into my ramekin. Okay. And then I am using, you guys, real maple syrup. If you don't have real maple syrup, it's okay. You don't have to. I mean, not everyone has friends that go to Canada and bring them back maple syrup. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Brian. But I am going to put some real maple syrup in here, just a little bit. Because, you know, with maple syrup, you got to be very, you know, like, listen. Because I don't know when next time somebody's going to Canada. So I'm going to put some little maple syrup in there. Right, Angela? They still going to be fire. And then I'm going to put some hot sauce in here. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Is it true that you have to refrigerate maple syrup? I mean, I just opened mine, and I'm putting a couple dashes of hot sauce in here, guys, okay? A couple of dashes of hot sauce, maple syrup, and butter. And I'm going to put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. Let's just see. This is the maple syrup package, okay? And it will say refrigerate after opening. And guess what? It says refrigerate after opening. So you are right. You do have to refrigerate maple syrup after opening. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. Let's see. 30 seconds. That's all we need, guys. 30 seconds for our maple butter hot sauce. Oh my God. That we are going to pour over these chicken and waffles. And look. Now you got to go in and taste it. Just put a little bit right there. Yep. That's delicious. Off to the side. Okay. So let's put together our first appetizer. Our mushrooms are almost finished. All right. Let me get some parsley. All right, you guys. We're going to garnish with parsley because we're fancy. All right, let's just be 100. All right. When we are hosting or if we are bringing something, we are garnishing with parsley because we are fancy. What you do is this is the Italian parsley, not the flat leaf parsley. You're just going to take a little bit. I just put it in a ball. And I just go through and I just chop. Watch your fingers, okay? Chop, 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 chop. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing, okay? Garnishes are done. Let's put these together. Everything is done, guys. Now we're going to make our cocktail. So I'm going to take the mushrooms out. And one of the mushrooms I broke when I was putting the filling in, but look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! They are ready. Okay. Everything's done. How long have I been cooking? Let me see. 45 minutes. 45 minutes and we already got our appetizers done. Let's get this going. So we're going to plate up these chicken and waffles first because I'm so excited about them. Okay. So I just made them a little dark. Okay. We're not even going to worry about that. And we're going to just plate them up like this. And they still going to be fire. They still going to be fire. Okay. And then we have our chicken. And we're going to put our chicken on there. And the chicken turned out perfect size. Look at that. But you know, that's what you get when you're cooking live. Real things happen in the kitchen. And what are you going to do? If I wasn't live, I would really just take a knife and just scrape off the burnt ends. Like, have you ever in real life, like, burnt some toast? Like, you're not throwing a whole toast away. Let's just keep it 100. Right? You're going to take it and you're going to scrape off the burnt ends, period. And you're still going to eat it. That's what I would do if I wasn't live. But since I'm live, we're not going to scrape it because I don't want you guys to hear me scraping, but 100%. Hello, right? And then, but you guys look at that. You see that That's the juice from the chicken. That means that this chicken is juicy. So we have our chicken, and I'm going to sample just a little piece to make sure it's seasoned right. And it's seasoned beautifully. So we have our whole grain waffles right here, right? We have chicken breast that we have sauteed. We did not fry it. You said you love burnt fruit. I mean, listen, sometimes it happens. I mean, it is what it is. I bet this is going to be delicious. So we have that. And then we are going to, this is the sexy part, our maple. This is our honey. I keep saying honey, guys. This is our hot maple butter. Okay, guys? That we are going to drizzle over the chicken. And we're going to let it run down into the crevices of the waffle. And if you even wanted to, you could drizzle the waffle prior to the chicken. You know, you could do it either way. Put the chicken on there. Okay. So we got that. And then we're just going to go, and because we're fancy, we are going to garnish with some parsley. Now, what you could do if you want to be like extra big back, you could cook some bacon. Okay? Put this down in your notebook. You can put some bacon, like some maple bacon or some brown sugar bacon. So you have the waffle, you have the chicken, then you have the bacon, and then you top it. You can cut these in half. You can do a lot with this, okay? But this is our chicken and waffle. And you arrange these on a nice little plate, and they're going to be delicious. Let me go ahead and take a bite. Mmm. 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 Did y'all see that? Oh my God, that's delicious. That's fire. You don't even taste the burnt part. That's fire. And these waffles, these are like a carrot waffle. So it kind of reminds you of like a carrot cake. So it's the carrot, and all this goes together, right? That is the juice. It is so delicious. Okay. I can't be smacking with you guys. Chicken and waffles. Done. Let's get these mushrooms because we still got to drink. All right? We still got to drink. All right. You guys. The mushrooms came out. For those of you who weren't here when we made the mushrooms, I took the crostini mushrooms. So these are just like a medium-sized mushrooms. I took the top out. Oh, hi, Steve. How are you doing? You're starving? Well, you can have some when you come home. You guys, that's my boyfriend. The one that's going to eat all these mushrooms because I'm not going to eat them. So we have the mushrooms. And these are stuffed with, let me give you guys a visual. These are stuffed with the stems of the mushrooms, shallot, spinach, garlic, cream cheese, and Parmesan cheese. And I loaded them up. And what we're going to do, these speak for themselves, guys. We're just going to take them, place them on our platter like such. Okay? If you have guests over, look how cute. Look how cute these are. What are you talking about? And then with everything, we have to garnish because we're what? We're fancy. We have to garnish with some parsley. All right? We have to garnish with some parsley. And look at the, aren't they so cute? These are like the cutest little appetizers ever, right? You pass them around and look at that. Now, I know y'all want me to take a big bite, but I don't eat mushrooms. I do not eat mushrooms, but I do know how to cook them. Look at that, you guys. Beautiful. So we have our mushrooms. We have our chicken and waffles, right? Thank you. Now let's get started on this cocktail. All right, it's time for me to move everything off the way. This is cocktail time. Are you guys ready? So this is Meka the mixologist coming at you guys. I am a licensed mixologist, specializing in all things delicious. Why don't I like mushrooms? So I explained. All right. While I'm getting the cocktails together, I will explain why I don't like mushrooms. I blame my mom. She is 1,000,000,000% to blame for this. Because growing up, my mom put mushrooms in everything. She loved mushrooms, right? My mom put mushrooms in everything. Things that mushrooms should not be in. She put them in omelets. She put mushrooms in spaghetti. When we got pizza, she had to have mushrooms. Everything. And then, I didn't have one of those moms that she's like, oh, you can just pick it off. My mom was like, no, I put it on your plate. You better eat all of it. So I was forced to eat it. And then ever since then, it's like I hate them. It's my mom's fault. She made me hate mushrooms. I'm sorry. But you can have, hi, Lisa. You can have as many as you like. Okay. Let's get started on this cocktail. So I gotta go get some ice. I'll be right back. Look, I'm right here, guys. I don't want the ice to get all wet. So, you're gonna take your mixer, your shaker. Put some ice in that shaker. You're also gonna take your glass. And we're gonna need some ice for this glass in a little bit. So hold on. Okay. Hold on, I did that prematurely. I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna put this ice in here to chill our glass, okay? Are you guys keeping up with me? We're gonna put the ice in here to chill our glass. Now, because we had maple in our appetizer, we're just gonna go ahead and put maple in here, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and put maple right on in this drink. We're gonna take our lemon. This is a bartender's trick. This is how you cut a lemon when you're hosting, when you're making cocktails. You cut it in half. You cut it in half, right? And then when you want those cute little wedges, you just go like this. And then you put like a little line. And then the lemon will stick on the cup. I just put y'all on the game real quick, okay? Remember that. All right. So in our mixer, we are going to take some lime juice. 1/4 lime juice. Now, this is a bourbon drink, which is whiskey, okay? If you don't like whiskey, I would say you could add maybe some brandy, maybe some cognac, but this is for whiskey. So, we're going to have some lemon juice in here, okay? We're going to take that maple syrup, and remember to refrigerate your maple syrup after that, and we're going to put like a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. I actually have a jigger, but I'm gonna go ahead and eyeball this because I'm me, okay? So we have that, right? And then we're gonna add our whiskey. Now I'm only gonna make enough for one cocktail. So you really do want 1.5 ounces of whiskey. Woohoo! Okay. Now, the ice that's been chilling in his glass, we're going to pour it in here. And then we're going to shake. This reminds me of my bartending days. What the tips say? Anybody got some tips? Hello. Hi, everybody. You are making meals with Meka right now. We are mixologying with Meka. We're making some cocktails. This is our bourbon, our maple bourbon smash is going to go along with our stuffed mushrooms and our chicken and waffles, our blackened chicken and waffles. Because I was talking to everyone and you guys, my waffles got a little burn, but they are delicious, okay? Hello, Marcus. Hello from Louisiana. All right, so we got to shake this, all right? We want to make sure that we get the lemon juice, the maple syrup, the bourbon, the ice, all mixed in together, okay? Whew, nice and cold. I used to be a bartender. Yes, ma'am. I used to be a bartender. I do own a concierge business where we do catering, bartending, we do hosting, we do everything. All right. So we have our glass. We're going to take the contents and we are going to strain it. Ooh. Okay. Now, the next step depends on what type of drinker you are. You can go ahead and drink this. You can just put the lemon right here. Woo-hoo, right? And this is going to be nice and just smooth. Or if you want to take it up a notch, because if you want something a little sparkly, you're just going to take a little tonic and you're going to just add a little bit. So either there's two types of drinkers, the sparkly ones or the non-sparkly ones, right? I'm both. I'm like a mixer. And here's our maple bourbon smash. Let me take a. Now, when I drink my cocktails, I don't normally keep my my garnish on the side. I just go ahead and put it all in there. Oh, that's so. You guys, that is delicious. You got the maple syrup, which adds just a hint of sweetness. Then you got the lemon, right, to balance it out. Now, this is good whiskey right here, okay? I'm not sponsored by any whiskey company, so I'm not going to tell y'all. But you know it's good because it's in its own bottle, okay? But here we go. It's in this decanter. But this is delicious. And then if you're hosting, you have your... Now, do you guys want me to cut? I can cut this so you guys can see what the mushrooms look like. I mean, since I didn't take a bite, let me cut into it so you guys can see what they look like. Okay. So, this is the field mushroom. You guys, look at that. Field all the way. It runneth over. Okay. So, we have our mushrooms. We have our chicken and waffles. And this was absolutely delicious. We did not fry the chicken. We pan seared it. The waffles is crispy enough. And then we have our cocktail. Delicious. Okay. Will I take a small bite of the mushroom? Ah, Angela. Okay. I'm going to take a small bite of the mushroom because I did cook it. And you guys are going to see my real life reaction. And it's a texture thing for me, guys. But here, I'm going to take a bite. And I'm going to tell you right now, the filling is delicious. Oh my goodness. But the mushroom, I mean, it's cooked perfectly. It has that nice, it still has a bite to it. It's not mushy. This is absolutely delicious. And I do not even eat mushrooms, but this is fire. Stuffed mushrooms. If you guys have any questions, if you want like a little bit more direction on, more specifics, let me know. Feel free to message me. If you haven't followed yet, go ahead, follow me. Hit the little bell. You'll be updated on when I post a new reel or a kitchen hack or anything like that. Every single Wednesday, I am here making meals in the kitchen, just giving you guys tips and tricks and sharing some of my most beloved recipes with you guys. October, we are focusing on apps and sips because the holiday is coming up. I want to make sure you guys have all the tools you need to make delicious food. You guys, it is always when you are making meals with Meka. Do you hear me? Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys next Wednesday, 7 p.m. here. Tell a friend when you see my reels. If you love them, like them, share them. And I really do look forward to hanging out with you guys. You guys are amazing, okay? You guys are amazing. And have a great evening. And no, I am not from the audience. I was born and raised in Indiana. Indiana. Now I live in Chicago and I am loving life and I love sharing my passion for food with you guys. So just come on next Wednesday, hang out with me. We'll chat it up and we will make some delicious food. Next week, I'm going to put out an ingredient list. So if you want to cook along with me and you can ask me questions while you're cooking, let's do it. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And now I have to eat. Like I have at least half of these to eat. Okay. I'm saving these. But I do have at least half of these. Yes, and I am here in Chicago. Hey, Marion. Okay, Chi-Town. Come back. See you guys later. I'll talk to you later. Bye.